darkness. Will, please describe your character for us.
This is Atlas Holloway. He is. You want me to go into like race and class?
Well, I mean, here, one second.
So you can describe your character however you see fit, but do it with the understanding that you have absolutely no sense of where you are. It is completely dark, and you have no idea how long you've been here.
Okay, this is Atlas Holloway. He's 17, and he left home a month ago, and he has no idea where he is.
Oh no.
You feel cold stone on your feet as you stand barefoot in complete darkness. Suddenly, there is a faint glow that you can see as if a light is shining on the floor some distance behind you. You turn and you see, seated side by side, facing away from you, two figures. You know who they are immediately. They are unmistakable, rocking in their chairs, holding hands, as you had seen thousands of times before, an old couple. In this moment, what are you thinking about? What do you do?
Atlas takes a step towards them, and he goes, Grace? Is it you?
As you say that, your voice echoes in this large hall for unbearable numbers of times. Gramps. But when you listen, you can hear the two of them are having a conversation. They did not react to you at all. But you just hear, perhaps we were too harsh on him. Did we push him away? When you're stepping forward, when you get within 10 feet of them, whoosh, a thin layer of ice starts at the point right between their two chairs and spreads out in a circle. And before you can react, the ice reaches you. But the moment it touches the front toe of your leading leg, it stops. It doesn't spread any farther than the distance between you and them. And as suddenly as the ice spread and stops, you hear and a thin cracking ice as the entire circle of ice shatters. Your grandparents, rocking chairs and all, crash down into what is now rushing water that is flowing fast beneath your feet.
That's how you start an adventure.
And all that you can see is the perfectly round hole that had been just ice a second before and stone just a second before that. What do you do?
Atlas immediately dives in after that. He goes into the water and he doesn't.
As you dive into the water, you feel the coldness of this close to ice temperature water. You see their figures sinking down, dark, and suddenly you feel what seems like a giant hand reach and grab your arm and pull you back out. And as you stare up to see what it is a giant, large dwarven statue with beautiful emerald eyes. And it's holding on its back a giant pickaxe. And it looks down at you and it says, Dumathoin. It says, Dumathoin. That means nothing to you, okay? But as you look at it, places you down, it towers over you. It is made of stone. It is a statue, but it is moving. And you can see, coming from behind its head, spiders start to crawl over the top of its head, okay, down its body. These spiders are about the size of you. Okay? And as those spiders come towards you, one of them goes to, instead of biting you, taking one of its legs to stab you, and you wake up.
I like
You find yourself where you already knew you were, camped a little bit off the high road outside of Neverwinter. From the height of the sun in the sky, you realize that you have absolutely overslept.
Atlas shoots up and he's like panting. He's like, holy crap! What was that? And he looks up and he goes at the sun and he goes, oh no! And he like gets up and he grabs this dirty, gross backpack that he's been like using as a pillow, and he starts like rapidly shoving all his stuff into it. He kind of, he's not even paying attention to where he's putting his stuff. He's just throwing it in random pockets, zipping it up, attaching his water bottle, whatever, until he's packed and he's like still sweating. And he's like,
You know that you are late. You are headed to the gate of Neverwinter because you have been contracted by a dwarf in order to go along with the wagon, and that is where we will leave Atlas. Round of applause, please. Now we are moving to Neverwinter. It used to be a great and beautiful city until the eruption of the giant volcano Mount Hotanau some 50 years ago. It is said that some outlying towns are still covered in the ash. Only now has the city regained some semblance of what it once was. And yet, many of the city's districts still lay in ruins. But near the center of the city it's a bustling morning. There are traders along the streets. You can see a variety of foods and goods. And prominently placed is a swinging sign that has a picture on it that is a bit difficult to make out at first. On the left side is a large U, or maybe it's like a V but without a point, and that shape has a straight line down the middle of it. And on the right side of the sign is a face in side view, like profile. And there's a kind of a gaudy large arrow that points right to the middle of the side of the face. But it all makes sense when you look at the front of the building, because in large flowery letters you can see that this is the Tongue-and-Cheek Cafe. The Tongue-and-Cheek Cafe.
This is supposed to be a joke?
Dang it, I should have got the drink already.
It's okay, that was the first